days to Halloween, Halloween, Halloween.
Ask any horror fan, and they'll claim Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is the worst of the series. Seriously? Is it really worse than Michael Myers meets Busta Rhymes?
Oh shit, man! I ain't telling you to be Michael Myers. I'm playing Michael Myers.
What they really mean is it's the only film in the series without Michael Myers. And calling the movie Halloween Part 3 caused people to unjustly compare it to the originals instead of judging it on its own merits. Wait, what are you talking about? This movie stinks. The only reason anybody pays any attention to it is because it's called Halloween 3. While Halloween 1 is a suspenseful thriller, and Halloween 2 is a crass slasher film, Halloween 3 is sci-fi horror, about a vengeful toy maker and his army of robots attempting to harness the power of Stonehenge to kill children on Halloween night. Oh man, this is heavy. The movie begins with a silent killer pursuing a desperate man. It's a pretty good opening. You got action, you got suspense. You don't know yet how terrible the movie's going to be, so you're on the edge of your seat, wondering what's going to happen next. After the guy escapes from his pursuers, we get a title card stating 1 hour later as he arrives at a gas station. This has got to be the most pointless use of a title card ever seen in a major film. We've just transitioned to a new location, so obviously a little time has passed. It's still night. If it was a year or even a day later, I could understand. But 60 minutes? Who cares? The only time a movie needs to let you know 60 minutes has passed is if someone's pulling a pie out of the oven. We meet the star of our movie, the great Tom Atkins.
Hello?
His pain-in-the-ass ex-wife is Nancy Loomis, who also played Annie in the original Halloween. Counting her appearance as a corpse in Part 2, this marks her third appearance in the Halloween series.
Great combination.
Our hero is kind of a sleazy guy, a doctor who drinks and sexually harasses all of the women he works with. Dr. Tom gets pulled into the plot when the guy being chased in the first scene shows up at the hospital. During the night, a mysterious man arrives and crushes his skull with his bare hands. The violence is one of the movie's highlights. Look how he reaches in through the eyes, like he's adjusting a Halloween mask. Pretty gruesome. While Dr. Tom is in hot pursuit, the killer goes out to his car and sets himself on fire. Kaboom! One thing that distracted me during the hospital scenes was the horrible extras. Like this fireman who looks like Father Stone, awkwardly fidgeting and nodding his head over and over. Or this Cary Grant looking old man goofing around with his pipe. It's not a good sign when you're staring at the background players. Soon, the daughter of the dead man shows up. Naturally, she's upset, and Dr. Tom offers comfort by creepily staring at her. Whenever the hero of the movie comes across a crying woman, you know it's only a matter of time before he bangs her. As expected, the hospital girl tracks Dr. Tom down.
One of the nurses told me I could find you here.
One of the nurses said I'd find you here? That's great. Where's Dr. Tom? Oh, he's probably at that bar again. As an in-joke, Halloween 1 is playing on the bar TV. Hey, so technically, Michael Myers is in Halloween 3. Yeah, I'll have to remember that tidbit and use it to blow all my friends' minds at next year's Halloween trivia party. The girl wants to know why her father was murdered, and her preliminary investigation suggests it has something to do with a shipment of Halloween masks he was supposed to pick up. As she explains all of this to Dr. Tom, you know what he's thinking? Hey, if I help this goofy broad out with her investigation, I'll probably get to bang her. Immediately cut to him on the phone with his ex-wife, blowing off his turn to watch the kids with some bullshit story.
I'll be back to take them trick-or-treating, I promise.
So they drive out to a quiet, secluded town where the mask factory is. During the drive up, Dr. Tom mansplains the history of the town.
After World War II, a wealthy Irishman, Colonel Cochran, converted it into a toy factory, now given over to the manufacture and sale of Halloween masks.
Where the fuck is he reading all this from? It's 1982, so there's no Google. Does he happen to have an encyclopedia in the car?
Okay, how about this? We get back to that gas station, see if they know anything. We could pose as a couple of buyers, maybe rent a couple of rooms in that motel.
Oh man, this horny bastard is one smooth operator. I'll give him that. So they pretend to be husband and wife. While Henry Fonda checks them into their room, Dr. Tom uses the opportunity to put his sly sleuthing skills to work.
Keep him happy just for a minute.
It looks like he's running for longer than a minute's worth of distraction. He's no Sam Loomis when it comes to this fake hotel checking in. Now that they're settled, they ought to start investigating the town. Right?
Whoa, hold on, slow down. It's getting late. I could use a drink. Let's take our time.
Late? It's full daylight outside. God, he's so transparent.
Where do you want to sleep, Dr. Chalice?
That's a dumb question, Miss Grimbridge.
Man, her father's barely cold. Maybe give it a day or two before trying to hop in the sack with her, Dr. Lothario. Later that night, Dr. Tom goes out to pick up a bottle of booze and runs into some bum.
I ain't got no diseases. You mind if I have a drink?
The rummy warns him about the big bad guy in town,
Hey, Cochran! Fuck you!
Mr. Cochran, which sounds a little too close to Mr. Cockring.
Cochran?
Cochran.
Because the bum said too much, a couple of those mysterious men show up and rip his head off. When Dr. Tom gets back to the hotel, he finally wears down the girl enough to go to bed. This is what happens when screenwriters have no idea how to write dialogue between male and female characters. They can't think of anything they might do besides have sex.
Wait a minute. How old are you?
Relax. I'm older than I look.
Yeah, that's great lovemaking conversation. Interesting to note, when this movie was made, Tom Atkins was 47 and Stacey Nelkin was 22. She was no stranger to dating older men. Apparently, she dated Woody Allen when she was 17 and he was 103? Significantly older. This relationship, she claims, was the inspiration for the Mariel Hemingway character in Manhattan.
She's 17. I'm 42 and she's 17. I'm older than her father. Can you believe that?
She quit acting and gives relationship advice these days. So after the sex romp, Dr. Tom and the girl take a tour of the mysterious mask factory.
Mr. and Mrs.
Smith.
Smith, of course.
Smith? Way to think fast coming up with a believable fake name. Why not use the same fake name you gave at the hotel? Why give a fake name at all? It's 1982, they can't Google you. While spying on the mask factory, Dr. Tom and the girl figure out Mr. Cockring's dastardly plan. Having successfully smuggled a block of Stonehenge into America, Mr. Cockring's army of robot workers are placing a piece of the ancient monument inside each mask, attached to a microchip that, when activated by a TV commercial, will kill every child wearing a mask on Halloween night. What a fucking Grinch Cockring is. After Dr. Tom and the girl are taken hostage, one of the robots is sent after the forensic expert Dr. Tom was reporting all his investigative work to. Even though we've already seen these robots are very capable of killing people with their bare hands, ripping their heads off even, this robot decides to use a cordless drill to do away with her. You know why? Because it's cool. The ending is pretty chaotic. Dr. Tom and the girl break loose and sabotage all the robots by playing the commercial and then making it rain Stonehenge microchips. I don't get this part. I mean, Dr. Tom can get the commercial to start playing by fiddling with some random buttons, but the trained professionals can't figure out how to make it stop? Hey, how about one of them unplugs the TV? And why did Stonehenge malfunction and kill Cockring? Was it pissed off about something? Dr. Tom and the girl escape, but before he can get some more hot fuck action off her, it turns out she's a robot. Oh my god! I always feel bad for actors when I see these shots in old movies. Must have sucked being buried up to your neck like that for the hours it undoubtedly took to shoot this scene. So wait, did Cockring kill her and replace her with a robot when she and Dr. Tom got captured? Or was she a robot the whole time? I don't know. Why would she help him destroy all the other robots if she was just biding her time? Wouldn't this have been a better time to kill him? I don't know. So, was she a robot when they banged earlier, or I don't fucking know?
Stop it! Stop it!
On the positive side, the movie has a pretty good Twilight Zone ending. And a nice musical score. I like the shots inside the factory. Those were neat. Neat? What are you, 12? Halloween 3 isn't a great movie, but that still doesn't account for the bizarrely inaccurate review from Roger Ebert. He writes, Halloween 3 begins at the end of Halloween 2. No. When the monster was burned up in the hospital parking lot. No. The monster was burned up inside the hospital by Dr. Loomis. He didn't douse himself with gasoline and self-immolate in a car. In fact, the monster is forgotten, except for a lab technician who spends the whole movie sifting through his ashes. What the fuck is he talking about? How did he confuse this guy in Halloween 3 with this guy in Halloween 2? Did Ebert really watch this movie? I have a sneaking suspicion he showed up to the screening half an hour late, coming in just as the car blew up, and stupidly assumed the movie was picking up from his half-assed remembrances of Halloween 2. Jeez, Roger. Big thumbs down.
Whoa, hold on, slow down. It's getting late. I could use a drink.